just a little bit of some free training. Just actually, this is a step that I want to talk about that a lot of people kind of forget when they create their websites. They want to just jump right to the fun stuff of getting the pretty colors and getting their wording right and getting the setup right. But one thing that I always go back to is that you really need to have your firm foundation set first. If you don't really know what you're offering or who you're offering it to, then it's really hard to have an effective website. So that's one of the reasons that I came up with this basic content planner. I'm sure that you've seen other website planners around, but some of those they kind of ignore the foundation part. So I wanted to touch on that first. So if you're not familiar with me, I am Trisha Isham. I have Trisha Isham Web Design, and I'll put my information in the comments below after this. But I also have this group, Simply Launch, because I want to help you actually simply launch your websites. It's not meant to be extremely difficult, but you really do need to have all of your ducks in a row so that you can be effective with the website that you create, whether you're doing it yourself or working with a professional. Okay, so in this content planner, we go over first things first. Always know your why, who, what, and how, as well as your where. It'll help you really meet your business goals, because that's the thing about a website. It is actually a tool for your business. It's not meant to be the only thing out there bringing business in. It's meant to be an extra tool to help you with your business. So basically, your website is going to be your number one employee, and you want to make sure that your employee is set up to do the work that you want it to do. So we will go ahead and start with why you need to prepare before thinking about creating a website. You want to be organized. You want to organize yourself so that you know what you're missing and can work on those things to pull those things together. You also want to be prepared and organized if you're working with somebody else to create your website so that they're not coming back to you time and again saying, hey, I need this, I need this, I need this. And if you're working for or creating your website for yourself, it's really helpful to be organized, because then you won't be looking everywhere for all the information at the time that you need it. So I put together a whole list of questions for you. And today we're just going to go over just the basics. So a lot of the basic things that will come up when you're creating your website are just kind of the things that you know, like what's your business name, what's your tagline, the meaning behind your business name. That might be a little bit unusual for some people to think about, but that just helps convey like why you're doing what you're doing, the purpose of your business, what you have to offer others. That is important to know, of course, because you want to put together nice, neat packages for people to be able to have all of their information in one spot when they're going to your website. But that also sort of depends on your business's why and your ideal client. So we'll talk about just a little bit about how if you're thinking about your website being your best employee, think about that as a real person. A real person employee, you would actually go ahead and train them, help them to know exactly what to do in different situations. But your website is not something that you can train, but it's something that you can prepare. So you can anticipate different reasons people will be coming to your website. So whether that's to learn about the services that you provide, to learn about you as a person, so that they can become, you can become someone that they trust. So you also want to know your why as a person, why you went into business to do this. But more importantly, I think, is your business why, your mission statement. Why does this business exist? Not necessarily why did you create this business. To me, there's sort of two different things. It just does, knowing your business why doesn't help. Well, let's just give an example. If you're a coach, knowing that you just want to help others succeed is great, but knowing why that's your desire to help other people succeed, that's even more important, because that will help you convey on your website why you exist, why you're helping people. It will help other people be able to connect with you. Knowing your client's pain point, what keeps them up at night, that doesn't just help you put together appropriate packages or appropriate things for them to buy from you. It helps you know the goals to set for your website. You don't want to just slap a pretty website up there, have it look good, have it, tell your whole life story. You want it to have a purpose. You want to be able to take the reader on a journey through your website, having a call to actions. What should they do next? Having spots where they can go and read more about your services. Those are all important things that you're going to get to down the road. But in order to get to those down the road, you need to know what your business is about. You need to know the foundation of your business. You need to know the purpose of why you created it, the purpose of your business, the purpose of each package, what everything is going to eventually be able to help somebody with, in order to create a website that actually entices them and helps them know that you're the person that they will get all of the help from effectively. Just looking at my notes here. So we talked, these are all just kind of general overview kind of things. Like I said, I have all the questions listed in the content planner, but this is kind of the reason why I have the questions in there. You want to have business objectives for your site. Like I said, you can't really create a site that's effective or even one that's strategic if you don't really have a bigger objective for your website. You could have words on a website that people might relate to, but having an objective for your website, knowing what you want that person to ultimately walk away with, will help your website have a cohesive feel altogether. It kind of goes along with knowing the pain point of your ideal client. So there's a lot of just the basic questions. There's a lot of business goal questions in here as well. Those, again, will help you, if you're firm on those and you know your goals, you know a lot of the basis for why you do what you do, all of this will help you be able to go on and build the website the way that it should be, so that it can relate to your ideal client, so that your ideal client will go to your website and actually know that they're getting something of value from you, and they will actually know what to do in order to take advantage of your services. So I like to use the analogy of when I was younger, my sister still loves to read, but she would read like a book in a day, like a novel in a day. No kidding. She has a photographic memory. She's just incredible. But she would just bust through these books. And I remember when one year in school we had to read Gone with the Wind. And I am such a slow reader because I process everything and I really try to take everything in. And I would get chapters behind, like for every 5 chapters that everyone else in the class was reading, I would read one. And by the time I got to the end of the book, I had read maybe 1 out of every 5 chapters. I got to the test and I totally bombed it. I knew that I was missing really integral parts of the story, and I just was not comprehending it at all. And I kind of see a lot of people going and creating their websites the same way. They know that they want to have a pretty looking website. They know what colors their ideal client would like to see or would connect with, or whether they would see all the scrolly print, or what words even that they might connect with. But if they don't go back to really knowing all of their basics and really having all of that firm, creating a website that is pretty and frilly might be great, but it might also be something that people will be like, oh, this is really nice, or just take advantage of the blog posts that you might have up there, but not really know really how you can help them or really see any benefit. It might not actually help you create your email list or get those phone calls that you would like to get scheduled. So going back to all of your foundations, will really help you be able to move forward when you start to design each individual page for your website. So I just really encourage you to start over the next couple of weeks to go through, get firm on all of those things, and then I will come back in again probably in another 2 weeks and go over some more strategic things for each individual page that you might want to create for your website. I'm not sure if I will always do this in a live or if I will eventually just put this into something that would be able to come to you in an email that you would be able to take advantage of whenever you want and not have to worry so much about being here on a live or catching a replay or remembering to come back to the group for a replay. So hopefully that helps you a little bit today when you're starting out planning your website, that you won't ignore the things that so many people ignore when they're creating their website. You can find me on my website at triciaisham.com. I have a blog going on there that I'm going to start to pull back for some of these articles as well, so that you have a little bit more information other than just having to listen to the lives or replay the lives. You can also sign up to get the basic content planner. Once you do that, you'll be on my email list. I will send some more information on the email list as well. And in the future for these lives, I do plan to have some worksheets that you can go through and fill out as we go along. And in order to get those, I will be sending those through my newsletter as well. So hopefully this is helpful for you today as to know why you need to have some information firm before you even begin to think about what your website will look like. And again, we'll visit some of those other ideas in the future. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you're watching the live, just go ahead and place a comment in there so I know that you caught it. And we'll talk to you later. Thank you.